Hey traders, John Howell here. In today's, we're going to be looking at the stock market and just a bit of an update on what is going on right now in the actual markets itself when it comes to Dow Jones, S&P 500, and the Nasdaq. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, let's get straight into it. Now this is just a bit of an update on what's happening right now and what's going on. I'm going to be looking at other like the Russell indexes as well too in today's video, just to give you a bit of a bird's eye view what's happening right now and what's likely to happen moving forward. Now guys, before I do start looking at what I'm going to be doing today is looking at the very short term basis, like what's happening right now. But you must bear in mind, a really successful trader is that he's watching the market always. Today the market is saying something, and you must be flexible in the markets for you to start to see what's really going on. So many people out there, one of the worst mistakes that I've done, or I did over my last 16 years of being trading the markets live, is that for so many years I would just have a dogmatic way of what I wanted to see from the markets instead of what the market was telling me. See the differences there? What I wanted to see from the markets, probably because I was in a position where all I was looking for was supportive evidence of that trade that I was in, which is a big mistake, right? Because if I'm in a trade and I'm looking for all the supportive evidence, the reason why I'm right, that should tell you a reason why you shouldn't be in that trade. Every single time I've done that, when I get into a trade and then I started asking and looking and started to try to look for a backup reason why my trade was the right trade and why it's going to be successful and all that sort of stuff, almost 100% of the time they're trades that I shouldn't be in. So the purpose of me saying that is that I want you to see that I'm going to say this right now, but it's so important to, okay, this is what the market's doing right now as we speak. Okay, but if the market over the next few days starts to develop into something else on a short-term basis, then we must flow with that. That's so important. If you're a short-term trader, then it's so important to actually flow with that. So looking on the Dow Jones here right now, I've got my two arrows here. First, this was the first arrow here. Let me actually just remove this trend line. This first arrow here was you could see it had like a sort of a bullish reversal candlestick pattern that we had there, where it opened low, rallied down, came up and closed high. And then I did a video on this day here, if you guys remember, about a week ago, saying it looks like we're about to start to pick back up and start to make a nice move again. Well, you can see what actually happened. It actually came down, had the reversal pattern, and we have actually had a bit of a nice follow through to the upside. So seeing where we are right now on the Dow Jones, we can see we're actually at the support level here on the Dow Jones. And we can see what's been happening here as well too. You can see we actually had this wedge that was sort of wedging to the upside. We had this high, we had this lower, this high point through here. You can see we're having all these resistance points here. Resistance points here, 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 here as well too, right? And you can see how it's actually found support where it is right now. So to me, looking at this picture, it wouldn't be surprising to see this thing starting to ramp up and move to the upside. Now, for me personally, I actually have a target of 40,000 Dow, and that's where I believe we're actually now slowly starting to make our way to the upside. I believe this is the start of the bubble phase in this particular stock market. I don't believe we're in a bubble yet. I think we're sort of halfway there. Like John Baby, right? Halfway there. Living on a prayer. I can't talk this morning. So I'm just laughing at myself, thinking about myself trying to sing in the microphone first thing in the morning while I'm trying to keep it quiet because my kids are asleep. Anyway, so I believe we're just starting. This this sort of phase here right now, and I believe we're just starting a pretty strong move to the upside coming out of the Dow Jones. If we have a look at the S&P 500, then if I zoom right in, you can see that we had let me actually just bring up just one moving average here, so we don't have to look at too many moving averages. The main thing I'm trying to look at here is the actual price action, because the price action tells me what's happening. And just like I did with the Dow Jones, I did a video on this day here saying it looks like we're about to see some sort of reversal out of the markets, because that's exactly what happened last time. And boom, here we go, and we have actually continued up on the S&P. S&P's broke up to all-time new highs. So once again, I believe now this is the start of a lot more upside to come out of the S&P 500, just like the Dow Jones as well. So I would want to be fighting this market right now. And if you're listening to anyone that's saying this is going to be the top, it's going to be the crash, and so on and so forth, and if you're trying to predict that the next downturn, like the black swan event we had last year, please don't do that, guys. Okay, don't fight the market. The trend is your friend until the end. And remember that when it comes to trend analysis, guys, it's so important that people's like, oh, yeah, the trend is your friend until the end, then it's too late. Well, guys, watch the markets, okay? Because if the market's making higher lows and higher highs, if we start to break one of these lows, like this is a low, this is a slight higher low, this is a higher low. If the market does start to come back down and start to close here, this is where we could be in a quote unquote danger for the market to actually have some more severe downside, because now we're breaking lows. And until we actually do that, guys, it's game on for the bulls. So if I go back to the whole vid situation, the whole cough situation, look what happened here. And this is where it's so important to, let me actually bring up this whole situation here. There we go. So you can see here, look, this was the last low, right? So we had the market ran up, came down, created a high low, ran up. Look what happened. As soon as we broke this low here, that was the warning sign that we never know what's going to happen exactly. But if you were long in the markets, meaning your particular stock anyway, and you started to see that breaking below this low, that's the warning sign to say, hang on a minute, this is where we could start to see some danger in the markets, all right? Something simple as that. And then as you can see, right, what ended up happening, we end up getting a free fall to the downside. But look what happened. That if you were long the S&P 500 and this started to happen, that would be your sign to say, okay, then I shouldn't be hoping and praying and looking for some more upside, because this could be the danger territory right now. Again, we never know what's going to happen, but looking at the S&P 500, this low right here with this last arrow, that's the low there. And until we actually break this low, as I'm doing this video, then it's game on for the bulls. We could get another bit of a pullback, guys, like this. We could get that, and then guess what? And then it starts to go back up again. The trend is your friend until the end. Low, higher low, slight higher low, or technical double, or that's slight higher low, a very strong higher low. And you can see the buyers are starting to come in here now. Look at this here. So we have a slight higher low, strong higher low. Look how strong that low is here compared to these lows through here. So the buyers are starting to really come in pretty strong when it comes to the S&P 500. Looking at the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq looks like it's starting to make some gains as well too. So we did have this low down the bottom here. So this was that sort of final low. Look what's happening now. We're starting to create this higher low here, and we're starting to get some really big, strong moves out of the Nasdaq. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see the Nasdaq start to get back above 13,600. And once we do, then the buyers are back in control, and we are now likely to start to see this probably another reflation of the tech sector as well. Moving on now through to the Russell, and the Russell's pretty flat through here. We have a bit of an equal double bottom through here, so the Russell 2000 is actually pretty flat. We're not really getting much to here. We're not really getting much on a technical basis here. The one issue that I do see with this one here is if this is a question mark here, is like, what is this going to be here? It's going to be really interesting to see what's going to happen here on the Russell 2000, because if we start to roll over and we break this low, then this could be a shoulder, head, shoulder, right? So on the Russell 2000, which is interesting. I'm not saying it's going to be, guys. This thing could just keep going straight up, and away we go. So the trend is still pretty much strong. We haven't actually broken the lows, but this could be a pattern we need to watch out for. And if we do see that, and as you can see, if I zoom out, if we do get that sort of head and shoulder formation, then we could start to see quite a nice strong move to the downside. I'm not saying it's going to be, guys, the trend is still up, but we just need to we need to be aware of if that does start to roll over and start to develop this situation, then it could spell more downside to come for that. And moving over now through to the Russell 3000, and same as the Dow Jones, and same for the S&P 500. Low, higher low, higher low, another strong higher low, and now we're breaking up to all-time new highs. So most of the indices, guys, are looking really, really, really strong. Once again, I truly believe we are in the midst of a massive, massive boom coming into the stock market this year, before we see the real crash coming later on. So traders, I hope you enjoyed this. Guys, the $7 sale that I'm running right now is about to end. So I'm running a $7 crash flash sale to my breakthrough trading course. So if you go to johnsflashsale.com, there should be a link in the description there to help you guys out. Again, that's ending real soon. So go make sure you grab that if you need help with your trading. And guys, make sure you subscribe, but make sure you comment. And guys, don't fight this market. All right, don't fight this market. If you're watching people out there right now, so the market's going to crash and they've been right and they know what's going to happen. No one knows what's going to happen. Just listen to the market. The market is most important. All right, guys, speak to you soon.